Good evening. If you ever play a shit game of chess and you win, it means that you're lucky or you have been playing really well. And that's what I want to talk about today because I was really playing a shit game of chess. I was almost losing and I managed to get back and checkmate my opponent using my knight. So it's actually pretty fantastic comeback. I made a very big mistake, but I managed to sort of come back. And the essence of this discussion today is probably not because of whose rating is bigger than the other one or what sort of intelligence that you have, but what is actually uh, is happening in my mind while I'm losing and then trying to sort of uh, go back and do a counterattack with my opponent, which is in this occasion Captain Nemo. So probably he was lost, and yeah, he was checkmated. So let's just get into the game. My pieces were white, and then Captain Nemo is black. So let's go here. I open up with bird opening f4, continue with d5. Let's have a look at the summary. Yeah, I made a lot of more, even more inaccuracies, more mistakes, and more blunders than my open same mistakes. But anyway, but I managed to win. F45, E3, and then F6. Continued B by B3, E5. Now E5 is an aggressive move, but I didn't really take it straight away. Instead of do C4, just to sort of annoy and then make black confused in the center, or probably just do a lot of stuff. Dx c4, d takes c4. I move on with bishop takes c4, and from here you can see that there are some weaknesses at black king side, especially uh, from the white's queen, and I will be utilizing this soon after. So exchange of pieces, e takes f4, queen f3 just to scare away, g5 trying to protect. So this is basically just shit game, like no, we were probably drunk with water or something else. Queen h5 check, king has to move, and actually it would be fine if the king moves to d7, but it just goes on like this. King goes to e7. I can easily go move my queen to f7 there. It's gonna be all over, but I didn't do that. Instead I moved my bishop to a3, which is a blunder. Let's see if I can repeat the game. King has nowhere to go. Has to go there. Then we can go here. has nowhere to go, it has to go there. And check here. Queen has to cover. So this is actually was the best move I can do, but I didn't do this. So what happened is I instead I moved my bishop, which is highlighted in green, chasing the king away, and I was keep moving the queen. So yeah, alright, I missed a lot of opportunities here to sort of gain a lot of material advantages, but I'm pretty happy with this. Just chasing the king away. King was moving to that diagonal. I did this instead. Exchange of bishop. So queen is 7 check. Exchange of piece. The computer recommends me actually to cover, and if queen takes, I'll do this, and it's still much better to white because black's king is in a very open position there. Anyway, instead of, so I check here, instead of taking it, black covers with c5, f takes, queen takes, d takes, f takes, knight f3, trying to develop, h6, trying to cover, I do castling, knight goes to e7, h4, g takes h4, rook takes h4, knight at b goes to c6, covering up. Now this is my mistake. Rook goes to d6, and in this shit game, the opponent just, knight goes to f5 and then is forking my rook. But I just keep attacking in this shit game. Rook takes c6, check. B takes c6. Rook f4. Knight takes e3. So I'm actually down by 2 pawns at the moment. And there is no way that I can see that I would win this game if the opponent is playing accurately. But in my mind, I was thinking ahead like, okay, I've got the king isolated there. What can I do to make a checkmate? That's the only thing that is actually happening in my mind. Like, materially, I am down by 2 pieces of pawns, and my only strength is all my pieces are out. The king is, black's king is actually in a bad position, and this is a shit game, which means that I can lose anytime. But why don't make the best effort of trying to make a checkmate from this position? Every move counts. And my wife just messaged me, how's the church? I'll reply to that later, a little bit after I finish this. I miss her so much. So this is what I was thinking, like, I want to exploit the best I can do with my rook is actually to use it to sort of limit black's king position or attack it directly. And at the moment my bishop is under fire. I just have to move it to a safe position, probably d3. Now black is taking pawn that is actually pretty far away from a menace to king. So if you're new to chess and you want to know to play, it's not always to try to win material, but to direct your pieces and then build it up to attack your king's opponent, and then try to make a checkmate, because that's the only way to win the game. You have to trap your opponent's king, so when it's on check, it cannot move anywhere safe, and it could be taken afterwards, after it moved. So taking material is one way to achieve that, but that's not the ultimate goal, and you have to remember it all the time. And I can see that in the past I was thinking materially, like I always think that material advantage is actually the best way to win, but there are so many other ways without actually looking at the material to win the game, as long as you can checkmate the opponent. It's not the main prerequisite to win the game. To win the game, you need to be able to checkmate your opponent, even though using your pawns, even though you're only having pawns at the moment, and for example, and your opponents have queens and other major pieces. But if you can do that, you win the game. So that's basically it. So I realize that my rook is under fire, but I move it to a good spot. I suppose here I go move it to f7, because I want to limit black king's movement. I want to trap the king. Now, as you can see, black king has nowhere to go but one spot, so you just have to find a way to do a check. And if I've got all the spots covered, he cannot escape anymore. And this is pretty, like, it's gonna take 2 more steps, but if I play accurately and black didn't realize this, then I would be winning, right? So I was thinking of doing that or achieving that by moving my knight there. If I do this, moving my knight there, it's the king will, if you can have a look at the arrow that sort of protrudes away from the white knight, it shows that the recommended move is knight from a3 goes to c4. But if I move it there, there is still one more escape that the king has, which is hiding behind the knight from the bishop. So black king still can move to b5, and I don't want that to happen. I just want to do a checkmate. It's not a checkmate yet. and still the king can sort of hide around and move around, and I don't want that to happen. So here, black moves to a6, moves a6, and I think it's not a good move because it's useless. It doesn't really give a lot of escaping points. I mean, if I move my knight to c4, black king can still hide behind the knight at b5 or a6, and if I'm doing this, it's just moving, you know, uh, reducing the escape spots. But I won't do this straight away. I would not do this because there you go, you can hide there. So instead, I move my knight to e5. Now the knight is becoming dangerous because now if you know if black moves and waste it, it's going to be a checkmate. The only accurate move that black can do is either this one, yeah, or this one. So basically what black needs to do now is to realize that it is a dangerous situation to black. Captain Nemo has to know that in one move it's going to be a checkmate if I do move my knight at e to c4. It's going to be a checkmate, and it has to defend. But because the pieces are knight and the attacking pieces is not, it's very difficult to realize. I'm down by 2 pawns. Black is pretty good with material, but it has to realize that the king is actually under a very tight pawn lanes. How do you say it? I don't know, like, it's actually trapped. It hasn't got a lot of squares move, and it's actually a dangerous thing in the game. So there you go, move number 25. Black is wasting the game by moving h5, and it's a shame because there you go, it's a checkmate. Beautiful checkmate. Black cannot escape, and I'm down by 2 pawns materially. So it's been a shit game, and I'm very grateful that I still have my aim intact and managed to execute the knight checkmate towards my opponent the same way that it executes a fork towards my rook. So it's been a shit game, but it's wonderful because it actually demonstrates the basic principle of playing chess, which is try to checkmate your opponent. and material advantage is good, but it's not great enough to win. Thank you so much for watching.